Jingle bells, jingle all the way. You're right guys, on YouTube it's me, Murder128. Well, you used to call me Murder128, it's Subcanata now. And yeah, this is going to be one of my Christmas time 2022. As you know, I do it 2 parts recently. I haven't been doing that for a few years. 2 parts I've been doing it as 1 part. But this time I am going to do it as 2 parts. You might have noticed last year I didn't do it because of what's been going on. I haven't had really a chance to do that. I've been quite depressed because of it. A lot of people have, so it's just one of them really. But now I'm back and I am going to make a Christmas video for you guys, whoever watches them really. So let's just put this back. Okay. So as you know, I usually review a game that I've had one Christmas before and then I review it. So this year it's going to be quite a small one because I don't know how to really go around talking about it, more than the fact that I want to talk about it, but I'm quite hard to explain stuff about it. But it is Zombie Trilogy. You see what I mean? One thing to say about this game is I got it last year and I really wanted it because I had it on PS4. Didn't really play much, but then I kind of wanted it last year. I know I said I wanted it last year, but I kind of wanted it, and it was pretty weird when I got it because I was like, okay, I remember putting this on my list, but I wasn't sure I wanted to get it because I didn't really play it. But after this review, you can see why I'm actually pretty proud of getting it. Okay, so story. It's basically a story of that. Obviously, it's based in World War II with zombies, which again, that is friggin' awesome. Just to have zombies in World War II. I don't really like the films like that do that. Like, what's that one? WWZ or no? I'm thinking of World War Z. That one. No, I mean it's World War II with zombies, Nazi zombies, some of that. Well, this is basically Nazi zombies. Not the one from Call of Duty, completely different. But anyway, the story is that obviously the World War II is nearly finished, and basically Adolf Hitler's bunker is coming to a close, and the Allied armies are nearly there to destroy him. So he calls on his evil black magic to create an army of zombies, of the undead army of his Nazi party army group leading, basically his Nazi army. And so, for his last thing to do in the world, he creates this bloody zombie army, and then I don't know what actually happens to him afterwards. Well, we all know what happened to Hitler. He got shot. Well, actually, he committed suicide. But either way, thumbs up there. He's dead. Anyway, the game is basically it's basically a campaign game, sort of like Left 4 Dead, where you have certain areas and you have chapters within these. Well, you have campaigns, and in these campaigns you have a certain amount of chapters. Each one consists of getting into a safe room and then going on to the next chapter. So that's how it pretty much plays. Levels take place in basically historical areas that happen in the war. Like you got Berlin, you've got friggin' Auschwitz, you got stuff like that. Basically, you've got areas that coincide with the time period. But yeah, and in that game you can have up to 4 players. You can either play it 4 players on one console, such as split screen. I wouldn't do it myself because I think the screen being in quarters like that, I ain't gonna do that again. I don't play that only if it's James Bond. Or I'm just gonna double check that. You know what? I'm a complete friggin' liar. It's only 2 players. It's 4 players online. I'm sorry. Okay, but it's like that. That's okay with me. I honestly thought it was 4 players for some reason, but it's 4 players only online. But yeah, basically, you just gotta basically survive it from the end, like from the beginning to end, with a rush of zombies coming after you. gameplay is very similar into Left 4 Dead in such that you've got your arsenal, you've got your main and secondary weapon, with pipe bombs and tripwires, stuff like that you can do, and it's all put into what's the word? It's all like laid out great on the controller. And one thing I did like, because I know Left 4 Dead did shoving and stuff, but this game you can kick the zombies, and if you hit them in the head, it destroys them. It basically kills them in one hit, which is great. So again, it's good for strategies if you know them. There's other things you can do, is that you can collect like other weapons in the game, so you don't have to like go into a safe room and collect your weapons and then not do it again. It is just that you can find weapons from like other Nazi zombies and take them off them and use them in your arsenal. Other things that are in the game is that you have, what's the word now? Oh yeah, you basically have crescendo events. So like Left 4 Dead, certain chapters will have a horde of zombies coming after you, and you gotta try and survive it. That I think is great. I love that because I loved it in Left 4 Dead. It works brilliantly. In this game, it's good, but I do think it's slightly bit trickier. Nothing wrong with a challenge. The challenge is great, but it's hard in a way because like there's different types of zombies in the game. There's like, you get what I call the juggernauts, which are like big Nazi commanding officers with fucking Gatling guns, which are basically hard to destroy. And then you've got the kamikaze zombies, which literally run at you and blow up. And then you've got the skeletons, which are easy as piss to kill if you know how to kill them, easy as piss. And you get the snipers, which, oh my god, they can be a pain in the arse, but if you can find out where they are going to be beforehand, they can be pretty okay to kill. So yeah, that's. But going back to the crescendos, you know, like the bits where you have to way out survive a horde attack. It can be hard because of the kamikaze zombies. They do come in a lot. You know when they're coming because you can hear them scream, and it gets so tricky. It becomes so hard with them sometimes, especially when you got like a group of zombies. It kind of like really sucks doing it. But again, it's hard, but it's doable. That's what I can say on that bit. I can't really talk about the characters because the characters, they're all, you know, generic characters for the game. You know, sort of not like Left 4 Dead where the characters you felt like you knew them. This one is just like you play as them, you don't get to know them, and that's it, sort of thing. But again, I expect that for a game like that. It's seriously, it is pretty much what I expect from it. One thing I think is really cool though, because I think they're doing like sniper, is like when you get them a headshot with a sniper rifle, you see the bullet zoom in and crush the skull in. I think that's so cool. I love it to bits, that bit. It's so awesome. And yeah, the game just runs at a smooth tangent. This is what I was talking about, by the way, where I couldn't really talk about it in like a lenient pattern. It's just, there's so much to talk about, and going back and forth is going to happen. Then there is the finals, which I think, again, I like them, but they are very hard, especially on your own. They are bloody hard, especially with two juggernauts. They come out and friggin' take you down, and there's two, and one takes a lot of hits as it is, and they are hard to control. Whilst having two of them plus kamikaze zombies and friggin' normal zombies coming after you, it's bloody tricky. But with two people, it's much easier and it's way better. But it's only, the problem with that though is that the what's it called? The game ramps up in difficulties of like how many players you got, and it gets difficult if you put the amount of players that are playing in it. For example, you get to choose the difficulty, and how many players are in the game with that difficulty. For example, let's say ultimately you can either have this if there was 2 people or 4 people or 3 people or 1 person, and it will make the amount of zombies fit that category, so you can change that. So when I did it with my cousin, we tried it with 2 players, like obviously there was 2 of us, and we put the difficulty to normal and with the amount of zombies for 2 players, and it was freaking hard. We couldn't even beat the final level, or the first level. I mean, no, we beat the first level, but we couldn't finish the final campaign of that level, the final chapter of that level, sorry. And so what we did then, we kind of turned it down to, as it was just 1 player, and it just easily went via that, which you would expect. So again, the difficulty you can tweak, it's great. I just think I do think it's a bit hard, but again, nothing wrong with a challenge. But when you rush for time like myself, you kind of just go, oh, hurry. But again, I try not to do that. I mostly try to keep it as difficulty as it's recommended. The one thing I think is kind of silly for me. I mean, saying that for a game that's about Nazi zombies, one enemy though, even though it's not bad, but it just seems a bit like a piss take, is the skeletons. Like when they come up, you can kill them in 1 hit. Just use your kick. They're dead. They're just dead. And that's what gets me, because like guns kill them. It's kind of trickier to kill them with guns because you gotta aim for their chest cavity and destroy that bit. But when you kick it, they're dead. That's it. It's done. So I think that's kind of like, well, they're a piece of piss to do. They're a piece of piss to do, and it's just like, ugh. It just feels like that's just a weak character, but you know, hey it's part of the game. But the rest of the game is brilliant, and I do enjoy it very much playing it. I would definitely recommend playing it in online, because again, making friends and all that would be great. And they really do not make the levels too long. They make it right size for each chapter before hitting the safe room. Okay, sometimes they can make it a bit long, like there could be 2 or 1 crescendo events happening in 1 chapter, and then if you die at 1 of them, you're sent back to that original safe house. So that can be a bit tedious, but most time it's fine. I only think I've seen that in about 2 or 3 levels in the campaign, and that's about it. So it's not bad at all. But anyway, my verdict on Zombie Army Trilogy: it's a great game. If you haven't played the Zombie Army Trilogy, you don't need to play the others to play this. It's fun. It's a fun game to play. There's loads of replay value with your friends. I can't give it justice because, as I said, it's hard for me to explain why it's so good, but give it a go. It is loads of fun. I would give it a 7.5 out of 10. It's a good game, and so I recommend it. Get this game if you can, and have a blast playing it with friends or people online. So anyway guys, this is my review for Christmas time part 1. I'll see you on Christmas Day, and we will make another video and show you what I got. Again guys, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and enjoy yourself and stay safe. Take care guys, speak to you soon.